was the men in blue who drew first blood in the Test series, with a dominant bowling display in the morning session of the first Test match, had the Blues on top in the opening exchanges. The Green Machine blushes only saved by their vice skipper, Hamid Basher, with a lone hand of 34, guiding his side up to a respectable total and wrestled back some momentum for the defending champions. However, the Blues would get off to a flyer in their reply, thanks to their skipper Brendan Scott, who made 36 at the top of the order, and the momentum of the Test match once again swung in the Blues' favour. Some stoic resistance from the Brennan's 11 lower order helped the men in blue post a first innings total of 138, meant they would enter the second innings with a healthy lead of 43 runs. And when the Blues ripped through the Green Machine top order once again, it was all but a foregone conclusion for the men in green, as they collapsed in their second innings, and the Blues will require just 18 to win the first Test match. And although the Green Machine fought to the death, picking up 5 Brennan's 11 second innings wickets, it was ultimately Michael Mabry who would hit the winning runs to get the Blues over the line, and Brennan's 11 went one up. So it's back to the drawing board for the Green Machine, whose title defence is now in jeopardy, as the Blues are now just one win away from regaining their much beloved Test title. The Green Machine need to fire up and puff out their chests if they're going to save their series. It's the second Better Beer Test match. Let's get it on. Hello everyone from wherever you are tuning in from around the world. Welcome to the WCG for the second Test match of the Better Beer Test series between Matt's 11 and Brendan's 11. It is the men in blue who head into this second Test match with a 1-0 series lead, as a dominant display saw the 5-time champions cruise to a 5-wicket victory. As you can see on your screens, the match summary from that opening Test match. It was the first innings lead of 43 runs for Brendan's 11, which ultimately set up victory. And the Green Machine will be hoping for a better display with the bat this time around if they're going to get back into this series. Captains are in the middle and ready for the toss. So the Blues skipper winning the toss in this second Test match, and on this occasion they will get proceedings underway with the bat. As we take a look at his side now, there are 2 changes to the side who were victorious in the opening Test match. The side will be captained by Brendan Scott once again. Justin Brooke, the vice skipper, returns for this second Test match, with Henry Perenara and Joe Saveri rounding out the big 4 for Brendan's 11. Riley Cornforth and Daniel Hancock retain their places in this Brendan's 11 lineup. So too does Josh Bolling, who bowled beautifully in that first Test match, as well as Michael Mabry, who produced a man of the match performance in that opening Test match. Peter Fowler also takes his place in this Brendan's 11 lineup once again. And the big story is that Rabiel Basher returns to this Blues lineup for the first time in over a year, as McFarlane and Savas make way from the first Test lineup. As we take a look at the defending champion side for this crunch second Test match, the Green Machine making 4 changes to the side who lost in that opening contest. The side will be skippered by Matt White once again. He'll be joined by his right-hand man Hamid Basher, who had a decent first Test match. The big news is that Joel Wodjick and Michael Johnson return to this Green Machine outfit, which is a major boost for the defending champs. Daniel Arnold and Alex Stepien retain their places in this Green Machine lineup. It's a return for Nathan Hancock, who was ruled out of the first Test match with a shoulder injury, and it's a big boost for the Green Machine bowling stocks. Jake Casaccio retains his spot in this Green Machine lineup after a decent performance in the first Test match of his own. Mark Pasterfield also retains his place in this Green Machine lineup, and it's a full WCG debut for Darren Day, with Harry Dean unavailable for this Test match. And just before we get underway, we'd like to thank our major partner for this year's series, Better Beer, who have been fantastic since jumping on board. And if you haven't tried this product yet, what are you doing? Brilliant blokes who make a brilliant drop. So the weather gods have turned one on here for this all-important second test match, and we are ready to get this show on the road. And it will be the Brennan's 11 skipper Brendan Scott who will get this innings underway for the Blues. Scores of 36 and a golden duck in their first test victory. He'll be hoping he can replicate that first innings and get them off to a great start. So a win for the Blues will see them wrap up the series. A win for the Grey Machine sends us to a decider, and it's going to be Michael Johnson to Brendan Scott first up. Here he's in now, and it's a good length delivery outside the off stump, and Scott shoulders arms to begin with. So beautiful conditions served up here today at the WCG. The pitch and the outfield looking a treat, as Johnson will continue to Scott in the opening over, and this one's another good length delivery, but this time he pushes it down the leg side for no run. So Johnson just perhaps blowing the cobwebs out, as he was absent for that first test match due to unavailability. As he'll continue again now to Scott. This one's another good length delivery outside the off stump, and Scott makes contact and pushes it to Arnold on the offside for no run. Here, Johnson has a pretty good record against Scott in test matches, and the Green Machine will be hoping that he can strike once again, as he's in again to Scott, and he pushes this one down the leg side once again, and once again it's let go by Scott. So the Green Machine know that they're going to have to create history if they're going to retain their test title. No side has lost the first test match and gone on to win the series. As Johnson is in once again to Scott, and this one's a wide delivery outside the off stump, and Scott leaves it alone. So the Blues 0 for 0 as we arrive at the final ball of the opening over. Here is Johnson is into Scott, and this one's a full delivery, and Scott drives this down the ground for the opening boundary of the second test match. To be fair, it wasn't a terrible delivery there from Johnson, but it's been put away. So the Blues no wicket for 4. And it's going to be skipper v skipper for this second over, and it's a quick delivery there from White, a typically quick start, and I think this has hit Scott on the body and he moves through for a leg bye. So this will be a key contest here in this second test match. White bowled beautifully in that first test match and got the skipper with the first delivery of the second innings, and he'll be hoping for a similar result here. As White will continue again now to Scott, and it's a full toss driven back down the ground, but it's well fielded off his own bowling there from the Green Machine skipper. So Scott looking confident at the crease once again. He possibly signalling a return to some sort of form. White will continue to him again in the second over, and it's another bullet, bang on the money. And I'm not sure what this has hit. Here it's another absolute bullet from White. Oh, it struck him on the pad. Good bowling. So it's a good start to this second test match from White once again. As he's in again to his opposition number, and he's caught the edge on this occasion. So that's just the start the Green Machine were looking for. It has been a beautiful over here from White first up. It's a full delivery which catches the edge of Scott. And the Blue skipper goes cheaply on the opening morning of the test match. White was probing and he gets just rewards. 1 for 5. So that's just the start the Green Machine were hoping for in this test match. As that wicket now brings the vice skipper Justin Brooke to the crease at number 2. Was unavailable for selection in that first test match. And he walks to the crease with his side in early trouble here. So his first involvement of the series will see him have to contend with a fired-up Green Machine skipper. Here he's in now, and it's a quick delivery once again, but he's pushed this one down the leg side. So White has been on fire with the ball to begin this 8th season. Fantastic with the ball in the first test match, and he's begun brilliantly in this second test match once again. Here he'll continue to Brooke in the second over. Who's in now, and this one's a full toss, and it's hit back towards him, and he can't field of his own bowling. And there's a bit of carry on there from Justin Brooke, who gets off the mark in style. White just missing his length on that occasion, and he's duly punished. And Justin Brooke loved that one. The Blues 1 for 9 after 2. It's going to be Joel Wodjick to bowl the third over of the innings. Here he's in now to Brooke, and it's a good delivery, and Brooke gets a thick inside edge as it flies away to Matt White on the leg side for no run. So both Wodjick and Brooke were missing for their respective sides in that opening test match, and this will be a key battle as Wodjick will continue over the wicket to Brooke once again. Here he's in now, and it's a full delivery, and Brooke gets a thick inside edge, and it flies away towards the boundary, and it's a brilliant bit of fielding there from Matt White, who is on to begin this second test match. To be fair, it's a bit better than an inside edge there from Brooke, and it's a fantastic bit of fielding from the Green Machine skipper. Wodjick to continue to Brooke in the third over. Here he's in now, and this one's a good delivery outside the off stump, and Brooke wisely leaves this alone. So the Blues 1 for 10 in their first innings. with the blue skipper already back in the sheds this morning. So they'll be hoping that the vice skipper can stand up with the blade on his return. As Wodgick is in once again to Brook, and this one's a full toss hit towards Michael Johnson, who can't make the stop as this trickles into the boundary. It's an uncharacteristic mistake there from Johnson, who's usually so good in the field. Brook moves along to 9. It'll be the debutant Darren Day to bowl the 4th over of the innings. As in now to Brook, and this one's a good length delivery, but it's been swatted away on the leg side for another boundary for Brook. The vice skipper beginning to get going here in this second test match as he moves along to 13. The Blues move along to 1 for 20 as Day will continue to Brook in the 4th over. And this one's a decent looking delivery, but it's been slapped away on the offside for another boundary for Brook. That is a fantastic strike there from the vice skipper, and he moves along to 17. So Day is in for the final delivery of the over. Here's this one's a back of a length delivery, and it's flicked away on the leg side once again for the 3rd boundary in the over. So it's not the start to his WCG career that Day was hoping for. 14 off the over. Brennan's 11, 1 for 28. It's going to be Nathan Hancock to bowl the 5th over of the innings. As in now to Brook. Oh, this is a beauty which goes right through the vice skipper. And that has nearly taken his leg pole. Well, it's a typical swing delivery here from Hancock, and he was that close. So the Green Machine will be loving this return here for Hancock. He's in now once again to Brook, and this one's a floated delivery, played away on the leg side. And I think that's been stopped by Joel Wodgick. That's a brilliant bit of fielding here from the big man. Here, let's have a look. It's a good bit of batting. That's a great stop from Wodgick. Hancock will continue to Brook in the 5th over. Here's in now. This one's a full toss, played back down the ground, and it hasn't been able to be fielded off his own bowling from Hancock, who can only push it into the boundary. Brook has raced along to 25, 1 for 32. So the Blues off to another rapid start in their first innings, as Hancock is in once again to Brook, who plays this onto the fence, and he's going to scamper through for a single, and he goes the big Superman dive, but he gets home comfortably. 1 for 33. It's going to be Alex Stepien to bowl the 7th over of the innings, as he's in around the wicket to Brook, and he begins with a good delivery on. He's got an edge through to the keeper. And that's just what the doctor ordered for the Grey Machine and Alex Stepien, who picks up a wicket with his first delivery in this second test match. Justin Brook, who is beginning to look dangerous, has to go for 26. And as we keep looking, I think there's a bit of afters here. Yeah, Holbasha lets him know which way the change rooms are. No love lost here. So a handy knock there from the vice skipper, whose innings comes to an end on 26, as that wicket now brings Henry Perenara to the crease at number 3. Scores of 18 and 5 in his side's first test victory. Can he crack on for the Blues here? So it's Alex Stepien to continue around the wicket to Perenara for his first delivery. Here he's in now, and he's bang on the money once again. And Perenara is solid and forward in defence and plays on the offside for no run. So Stepien, who has also bowled beautifully in this test series so far, picks up another wicket. Here he's in once again to Perenara, and this is an absolute beauty, which beats him outside the off stump. So Stepien has once again begun brilliantly with the ball, and he's only a whisker away there. Stepien to continue to Perenara in the 7th over. Here he's in now, and this one's a good delivery once again, and Perenara sets off for a single, and he too goes for the big Superman dive, but gets home comfortably in the end. So Perenara gets off the mark. It's a typical quick single there from Perenara, who's slow to get off the mark. It's 2 for 34 after 7. It'll be Jake Kasacha to bowl the 8th over of the innings, as he's now over the wicket here to Perenara, and this one's a full toss, and it's clipped through mid-wicket for his first boundary of the innings. It's a gift served up there from Kasacha, and it's been tucked away brilliantly from Perenara. Perenara moves along to 5, as Kasacha will continue again now in the 8th over. This one's a full toss, and it's played away on the offside on this occasion, and it's gone all the way for a maximum. So it's an aggressive start once again here for Perenara. To be fair, it was there to hit, and he's put it away. Brennan's 11, 2 for 44, as Kasacha is in once again to Perenara. This one's played away on the offside once again, and Stepien can't complete the stop. It's another boundary for Perenara. Perenara has raced along to 15, and the men in blue are 2 for 48. It'll be Hamed El Bashir to bowl the 10th over of the innings. As in now, round the wicket here too, Perenara, who plays this down the ground and has brilliantly stopped on this occasion from Stepien, who dives away to his right to save a boundary. So good fielding on that occasion from the Green Machine big man. As the vice skipper Hamed El Bashir will continue around the wicket. Here is this one's a short delivery and it's pulled away on the leg side from Perenara, but he can't beat Pasterfield there at mid-wicket. So the men in blue off to another good start here in their first innings. As El Bashir is in once again to Perenara. It's another short delivery and he's hit it straight back to the Green Machine vice skipper, who takes a smart catch of his own bowling. That's a big wicket for the Green Machine. As Perenara was beginning to get going, he could have put that anywhere and he is disgusted with himself, as he should be. Perenara cannot believe what he's done there. He's made good contact, but it's a good catch from Hamed El Bashir, who lets the Blues in the terraces know all about it. 3 for 48. So a big wicket there for the Green Machine, as that wicket now brings Riley Cornforth to the crease at number 4. Scores of just 8 and 5 in their first test victory. So he's a man under pressure. Can today be his day? So it'll be a fired up Hamed El Bashir to come in around the wicket to Cornforth for his first delivery, and it's a good delivery, bang on the money, and it's well defended there from Cornforth to end with. So after winning the toss and batting in this morning's session, the Blues are 3 for 48 after the first cycle. A few moments ago you would have said they're on top, but I'd say after the wicket of Perenara it would be on as even, with the Green Machine now hoping they can run through this middle order and put the Blues under some serious pressure. A big period of the test match coming up next. And it's going to be the skipper Matt White to steam into Cornforth over the wicket. Here he's in now, this one's a full delivery and it's a tight leave there from Cornforth, and there's plenty of hands on heads there from the Green Machine. Here, let's have a look. Yeah, that wasn't too far away. Good leave though. Here, this is good test cricket here at the WCG, as White is in once again to Cornforth, and this one's bang on the money, and Cornforth is solid in defence as he plays this on the offside for no run. So as mentioned prior, Cornforth is a man under pressure, yet to establish himself with the blade at this level. He's got a tough initiation first up facing the Mats 11 skipper. Here's White will steam in once again to him now. This one's a full delivery and he's knocked him over. Has he? He has. He's gone right through him. That's the 4th wicket down and Cornforth has to go for a duck. White, who has been on fire in this second test match, picks up his 2nd wicket for the match. That has gone through Cornforth in a hurry. It's another failure with the bat for Cornforth in a test match. And the Blues are now 4 for 48. So 10 or so minutes ago you'd say the Blues were on top, but it's now the Green Machine who are well on top here, as that wicket brings young Daniel Hancock to the crease at number 5. He too is short on runs of late, and the Green Machine will be sniffing around here. And he's got a tough task first up, as he'll have to contend with the Mats 11 skipper who's fired up. Here he's in now, and this one's another quick delivery, and that can't have missed the leg stump by much. Another successful over there from White. It'll be Michael Johnson to bowl the 12th over of the innings. He's in now round the wicket here too. Hancock is a full delivery, and it's a play miss there from the left-hander. A few appeals there from the Green Machine, but no, he's just hit the turf. Good delivery from Johnson. So a good period of the match here for the Green Machine, as Johnson will continue again now to Hancock, and this one's a full delivery. Oh, has he caught the edge? He has! That's another one down. Hancock has to go for a duck, and the Green Machine are well on top now in this second test match. The Blues have lost 3 for none in the space of 2 overs or so, as Michael Johnson picks up his first wicket of the new campaign. So this is just the response the Green Machine were looking for after their first test defeat, as that wicket now brings Joe Severi to the crease at number 6. Scores of 10 and a duck in the first test match. Can he stop the bleeding here for the Blues? So Severi will have to contend with Johnson first up, as he's going to continue over the wicket. Here he's in now, and it's a good delivery, and it's a good leave there from Severi to begin with. It'll be Darren Day to bowl the 14th over of the innings, as he's in now to Severi, and Severi advances and hits this down the ground, and it's gone all the way for 6. So an aggressive start here for Severi, as Day goes the journey again. Oh, that wasn't too far away from Johnson, to be fair. The Blues 5 for 57, As Hamido Bashir bowled the 16th over of the innings, and he begins with a full toss, and Severi plays his way on the leg side for another boundary. So Severi races along to 10. He's equal best in a test match at the WCG. Positive start. Bashir to continue to Severi in the 16th over. Here's this one's a wild delivery which sails over the head of Joe Severi, and that'll be called a no ball. So the Blues 5 for 62 in their first innings. Here's Bashir will continue again now to Severi, this time over the wicket. Here's in now, this one's a full toss, and it's been called a no ball as well, so it's hit away to the boundary. So that's 5 to the total. This has not been a great over from the vice skipper. 5 for 67. It'll be Nathan Hancock to bowl the 17th over of the innings. As is in now to Severi, and this one's played down the ground brilliantly from Severi as he waits on this expertly. It's not a bad delivery there from Hancock, but it's a brilliant bit of batting there from Severi. So Hancock looks to be bowling within himself slightly. I wonder if he's still being hampered by that shoulder injury as he serves up a full toss and Severi slaps this down the ground for another boundary. Severi has raced along to 22. 5 for 75. It'll be Jake Kasacha to bowl the 18th over of the innings. As in now over the wicket here to Severi, and he begins with a good delivery, bang on the money. And Severi is solid in defence. So a good fight back here from Severi, who's 22 not out. This is a brilliant ebb and flow contest here at the WCG today. As Kasacha will continue again now to Severi, and there's a big appeal here. Has he caught the edge? It has, it's been given out. Severi has to go. That's a big wicket there for the men in green. That's the 6th wicket down for the men in blue. Severi, who is beginning to get going, has to go for 22. 6 for 75. So a timely wicket there for the Green Machine as the Blues were beginning to wrestle back the momentum. As that wicket now brings Peter Fowler to the crease at number 7. Made just 4 runs in the first test match. Can he stand up with the blade here? So it's going to be Jake Kasacha to continue over the wicket to Fowler for his first delivery. Here he's in now. This one's a full toss, and Fowler expertly plays this through mid-wicket for a boundary with his first delivery. Well, how about that to get off the mark from Fowler? To be fair, it was a good one to get first up, but you've still got to put it away. It'll be Mark Pasterfield to bowl the 20th over of the innings. As in now to Fowler, it's a full toss, and it's played away towards Daniel Arnold there at mid-wicket, who fields well. So the men in blue 6 for 79 in their first innings. Here is Pasterfield will continue again now to Fowler. This one's a short delivery, and it's played away uppishly on the offside, and it goes all the way for 6. So it's an aggressive start to his innings here from Fowler. And Fowler really only knows one way to play, and he's off to a flyer. Brennan's 11 have moved along to 6 for 85. As Pasterfield's in once again to Fowler. Oh, and this must have missed by an absolute whisker. It was a wild swipe across the line here from Fowler. And the Green Machine cannot believe this has not caught the leg stump. It's a close call. Well, things tend to happen quickly when Peter Fowler's at the crease. Here is Pasterfield, will continue to him now. And he drops this on the leg side. He's going to move through for a quick single as he catches the Green Machine fieldsman flat-footed. And he adds another one to the total. So Fowler has moved along to 11, which is incidentally his highest score in a test match at the WCG. And he'll be hoping he can go on with it. The ideal batting conditions at the WCG today. As Pasterfield will now go around the wicket. And it's a good length delivery, and Fowler clips this onto the fence and will move through for another single to end the 20th over. So the test match in a pretty even position as things stand here after 20 overs. Here the Blues 6 for 87 in their first innings. Here the Blues will be hoping that Fowler can capitalise on this good start and push them beyond that 100 mark. As mentioned, these are ideal batting conditions at the WCG today, so the Green Machine won't be too despondent with how things currently stand. It's going to be Joel Wodjick to bowl the 21st over of the innings. As in now, round the wicket here to Fowler. It's a full toss, and Fowler has hammered this on the offside for a maximum to begin the third cycle. A gift served up from Wodjick, and Fowler accepts. Wodjick to continue around the wicket here to Fowler. Here he's in now. Oh, this one cuts Fowler in half. And Wodjick, who to be fair has bowled brilliantly today for the most part, has been unlucky on numerous occasions. That's a good rock. It's going to be Michael Johnson to bowl the 22nd over of the innings. He's in there to Fowler, and this one's a full delivery clipped away on the leg side. And it hasn't been able to be stopped there at mid-wicket. And that's another boundary to Fowler. Well, I think it's Darren Day there at mid-wicket who hasn't had the greatest of debuts. He's unlucky, it takes a horrible bounce, but it's 4 runs. Johnson to continue to Fowler over the wicket. Here he's in now, this one's a good length delivery, and Fowler gets a thick outside edge onto the fence and will scramble through for a single. So that's 100 up for the men in blue. Fowler has moved along to 23. This is a very handy middle to lower order contribution. You're remembering the Blues at one stage were 5 for 48. And Johnson will continue again now to Fowler. Oh, he's got him this time. He goes right through Fowler. So his knock comes to an end on 23. 23 important runs for the men in blue. His highest score in a test match at the WCG. And Johnson picks up his second wicket. So the Blues now 7 for 100. As that wicket now brings Josh Bolling to the crease at number 8. Made 5 with his solitary bat in the first test match. Can he add to the score here for the Blues? So it'll be Michael Johnson looking for his 3rd wicket on his return. He is in now to Bolling, and this one's a full delivery, but it slides down the leg side to end with. It's going to be the skipper Matt White to steam into Bolling for the 23rd over. Here he's in now, and he begins with a full fast delivery. And I'm not sure what this has hit, but it's prompted the disappointed teapot again from White. Oh, that has nearly snuck through. Well, I tell you what, this is as fast as we've ever seen White bowl. He's in now again to Bolling, who clips this well off the fence, and it rebounds into the middle as he moves through for a single to get off the mark. So that will be a confidence boost there for the tail ender. It's well clipped off his toes, and Bolling is away. It'll be Darren Day to bowl the 24th over of the innings. He's in now to Bolling, and it's a full toss, and it's clipped away on the leg side, and it's gone away to the boundary. So Day continues to be expensive here on debut. It's a full toss served up to Bolling, and he puts it away. 7 for 105. Day to continue to Bolling in the 24th over. He's in now, this one's another full toss, and it's whacked through mid-wicket on this occasion for another boundary. Bolling has moved along to 9. It's yet another full toss served up from Day, and it's been put away. Day to continue over the wicket here to Bolling. This one's a full delivery on, it's gone through Bolling. He's knocked him over. So that's the first wicket at the WCG for Darren Day. He's had a tough time of it with the ball so far, but that will bring him some joy. Bolling plays all around this and has to go for 9. So Brennan's 11, 8 for 109 in the 24th over. As that wicket brings the first test hero Michael Mabry to the crease at number 9. Scores of 23 and 1 not out in their first test victory. Can he go again here? So Day, who's upbeat after taking his first wicket at WCG, is in now to Mabry. Mabry gets a thick inside edge onto the fence, and it's fielded by Stepien for no run. It's going to be Alex Stepien to bowl the 25th over of the innings. As he now ran the wicket here to Mabry, and he serves up a full toss, and Mabry hammers it through mid-wicket for a maximum, picking up where he left off in that first test match. Off the mark in style. It'll be Joel Wodjick to bowl over the wicket now here to Mabry. Here he's in now, and he begins with a half volley, and it's been slapped through the covers for Mabry's second boundary of the innings. To be fair, it's an over-pitch delivery here from Wodjick, but Mabry has hammered that. Here the Blues 8 for 119. As Wodjick will continue to Mabry in the 26th over. It's another half volley, and it's another one that goes to the boundary. Mabry on fire here again at the WCG. It's a thick outside edge to be fair, but it's still 4 runs. Wodjick to continue to Mabry in the 26th over. Here's in now, this one's another full delivery. Oh, and this must have shaved the leg stump. Well, the Green Machine cannot believe their luck. Wodjick has had a few of these today already, and Wodjick will be thinking what he has to do to buy a wicket here. It's going to be Mark Passerfield to bowl the 28th over of the innings, as he's in around the wicket here to Mabry, and that might have been another stumping opportunity. Here Arnold goes behind the stumps again. Of course, he stumped Mabry in that first test match. Now his foot was down, but the bails never came off anyway. Passerfield to continue around the wicket here to Mabry. Here's in now, this one's a full delivery. Oh, Mabry's played all around this, and he's been bowled. So Passerfield picks up his first wicket of the test match, as Maybury is clean bowled for 14. To be fair, he got nowhere near that. So another handy contribution from Michael Maybury comes to an end. And that wicket now brings Rabi al-Bashir to the crease at number 10. It's the first time he's been spotted in a blue jersey in over a year. What can he do with the blade? So it's Pasfield has just picked up his first wicket into al-Bashir for his first delivery. Oh, this has gone right through al-Bashir. Al-Bashir typically back and across. And it's a decent one to get first up. And he's played all around it. Good delivery. Here's going to be brother v brother in a test match for the first time in a while. As al-Bashir is into al-Bashir. And it's a short delivery and Rabi's hit this over the fence. So the innings comes to an end. Hamid gets the better of his brother on this occasion. al-Bashir goes for a duck. And the Blues innings comes to an end on 1-2-3. So the Blues, who are at one stage 5 for 48 in their first innings, have managed to find their way to 123. So you'd have to think they'd be reasonably happy with that. Justin Brooke, the vice skipper, top scoring with 26. And valuable contributions in the middle order from Joe Severi, 22. And then Peter Fowler, 23. Has got the men in blue up to a very handy first innings total. So it was a good knock from the vice skipper on his return to the side today. Justin Brooke hitting 6 boundaries and 2 singles on his way to 26. And he looked very comfortable at the crease for a man having his first stick of the season. He would pounce on anything loose, particularly anything too short, as his stroke range was impressive on both sides of the wicket and steadied the ship after the loss of his skipper early on. So as we take a look at where the match stands at present, Brandon's 11 bowled out for 123 in their first innings, which is about par on what are pretty good batting conditions here at the WCG today. And the Green Machine will be hoping that they can fare much better with the bat on this occasion than they did in the first test match, and at least get somewhere near that Blues first innings total. The Green Machine reply when we come back.